Tainan has a very long history. In order to remember the significance of some of its historical events, memorial monuments, parks, halls, or even districts have been built to facilitate the public in remembering local history and culture.
Hi, this is Farah. In Yujing, you will see Tapani Incident Memorial Park. So follow me and see what's the story behind.
Yujing used to be known as either Taiwan or Tapani. In 1915, there was an armed uprising against Japanese rule. It was known as the Silai Temple Incident, the Yuqingfang Incident, the Yujing Incident, or the Tapani Incident. Unhappy with the oppressive Japanese police and military forces, Yuqingfang, Jiangding, Luojun, along with many others, decided to stage a revolution in modern-day Yujing, using Silai Temple as a base of operation. However, on April 5th, the plan was foiled and Luo Jun was arrested. In July, Yu Qingfang and Zhang Ding led a militia force and exchanged fire with Japanese troops on Niugangzi Mountain near modern-day Zuozhen. They attempted to raid the Nanzhang police station in August, but were forced to retreat into the mountains due to ammunition shortage, and were subsequently arrested and executed. Thousands more were rounded up and executed together by firing squads. This incident was by far the largest and most brutal anti-Japanese rebellion during Japanese rule.
那我们现在位在的是我们噍吧哖事件纪念园区的常设展馆。那我们常设展馆它主要是展示一些噍吧哖事件当年的一些所发生的一些史迹跟一些可考证的一些相关的资料。
Inside the exhibition hall, you are greeted with a wooden enclosure. This design motif speaks of the prisoners kept inside Beiji Temple during the Tapani incident. As regular prisons were running out of space, simple wooden enclosures were set up inside Beiji Temple as a temporary jail. Inside this recreated jail is a bronze statue of Yu Qingfang. It's as if we've traveled back in time. As you walk along the wooden enclosure, you are greeted with a timeline that chronicles major events of the Tapani incident. The Tapani incident is the same as the Silai Temple incident. It was an anti-Japanese rebellion in the name of religion. Here, you can see replicas of protection amulets used during the incident, as well as Yu Qingfang's death penalty verdict.
这些符咒当时都是因为于清芳或者是江定罗俊这些主谋，他们是透过西来庵这样一个庙宇，用五福王爷这样的一个信仰来去号召这一些民众来参加这个起义。
In the name of 五福王爷, they were telling people that Japanese occupation was coming to an end, and that if you were to wear these amulets, you become bulletproof and invisible. Even the sky was to rain down poison, you still be protected. Because of this, many of the rebels were able to put up a tough resistance using only crude weapons, believing that the amulet could protect them. These amulets were carefully documented by the Japanese and became a very iconic part of this incident. Life was tough back in those days, and there was no funding for weaponry.
当时候这一些民兵他们拿着这些神符，就以为神功护体的时候，他们就会拿自己手边家里有的东西，比如说像是镰刀啊，或者是一些宋江阵相关的一些东西，比较简陋的兵器，把它装到竹竿上面。我们常常听到地割稻菜刀这样的一个模式，然后就去跟日本人去做火拼。
The weapons used were well documented. In addition to archival materials, there are also replicas of these cleavers on bamboo sticks weaponry. The thing is, the models are probably still better made than the actual weapons used. Inside the enclosure is information on the main figures of the Tapani incident. You definitely feel uneasy sitting inside the enclosure, being surrounded by countless pages of court verdicts, as if you'd been pulled back to the incident a century ago. By looking at the models of the crude weapons and archival images, you can feel just how determined these rebels were when it comes to their ideals. As you walk into the Tapani Instant Memorial Park, you feel a special sense of serenity. This is perhaps partly due to its location, or the fact that knowing about this history has brought with it a sense of solemnness. While we could never forget about the wounds of the past, We should nonetheless chart a new bearing as we learn from the past in order to build a future that's full of love and hope. Therefore, the Tapani Instant Memorial Park sometimes hold events such as street markets and invite local creatives to come and participate in an attempt to breathe new life into this place. And here, we see the Tapani Instant Memorial Park has found a way of rejuvenating it with culture and creativity, and the result is a place that's full of love.
So next time when you come to Yujing, you can also come to this Tapani Incident Memorial Park and you will have more knowledge about Tapani.